So this week with Think and Grow with Toya D, we will be talking about the power of breaking free from generational curses. So what is generational curses? Generational curses are patterns of limiting beliefs, toxic behaviors, or repeated negative outcomes passed down through families. These are not literal curses, but cycles that are influenced by environment, mindset, and behavior. So we're going to understand their impact on you. I'm going to highlight how these parents affect relationships, finances, health, and your overall well being. Now we're going to talk about how generational curses are passed down. First, we're going to start off with beliefs formed in childhood. Now, this is simple. Children absorb anything and everything. They'll watch you, they're listening to you, they do as you do. So, children would absorb beliefs about money, love, and success from their caregivers. Example, when it comes to money, money doesn't grow on trees. How many of you all heard that? Money does not grow on trees. You must suffer to succeed. I don't understand. That's why so many people living in a survival mindset. They think it's okay to suffer. They think suffering will give you the golden light to go to heaven and wherever. You do not supposed to suffer. You wasn't put on this earth to suffer. As well as we are meant to live a good life. Like people are speaking these things over their life and wonder why their life is life and like it is. Okay, something else that is passed down is behavioral patterns. You have to be very mindful of what you're doing in front of your kids, what you say in front of your kids, what you allow your kids to experience and witness. Because witnessing toxic relationships, unhealthy coping patterns and mechanisms, or poor financial decisions normalize these behaviors to them. Those behaviors that you witnessed when you was young was normalized to you. Even if it was good or bad, you normalize it because those actions modeled by family members will often become subconscious habits. The life that you're living right now is powered by your subconscious mind. That's why I teach to become aware of yourself. You have to learn how to master yourself and become aware of who you are in your subconscious patterns because this is what's showing up in your life right now. Because when you become aware, then you'll be able to change them. Those unresolved traumas is another way to pass down generational curses. Your grandma passed it down to your mama passed it down to you, now you passing it down to your child. These are unresolved traumas. These are emotional wounds that can be passed down through generations to generations if not addressed. With my people, we got to stop hiding things under the rug, putting things and sweeping things under the rug like it's going to go somewhere. You just bearing it down with things on top of it. Then as soon as something triggers you, it's going to come right back up. You got to learn how to address those issues and those problems. And I talk about that as well if you need help with addressing those problems. For example, a parent fears a failure influence their child self-confidence. Your parents will put so much fear on you because of their fears in your childhood. Now that makes you even more fearful. And you won't take the chances and do the things that you're supposed to do in life because you have this subconscious belief about fear that you never address. And you don't even know why because you never really sit with yourself and become aware of why you're doing what you're doing. You always have to sit with yourself and understand why you believe in what you believe in, why you think in what you think, why you living like you're living. You got to understand those things and deal with them so you can change them. So I'm going to give you some tips of why breaking free is powerful. Breaking free from those generational curses because a lot of us hold on to those things, not understanding it's not aligned with our true authentic self. It's not aligned with our path. And then we wonder why we can't really live the life that we desire to live because we holding on to those things that has been passed down to us from generation to generation and it's not doing anything for us. That's why you keep seeing families do the same thing over and over from generation to generation. Somebody has to become aware of themselves and learn how to master themselves to break those curses. So it's powerful because it can transform your life. Breaking these cycles creates healthy relationships, improve mental health, and generational wealth. When you when you really step in and understand that these things are not helping you, these things are not aligned with your true self, and remove it, you be starting to have generational wealth, improve mental health, and empowers you for future generations. By shifting patterns, you set the stage for a positive legacy. If you do the work, If you just do the work, because a lot of people I see just doing, teaching and trying to educate, a lot of people don't want to do the work. A lot of people don't want to learn. But if you just do the work, you can change the legacy of your family for you just doing the work, for you just being an example. It fulfills your true potential. Because when you remove limiting beliefs, it allows your personal growth and self discover to happen. You will be able to understand your true self. Then you will start removing those things that are not aligned with you, that's keeping you limited, that's holding you back. Then you will have room for the things that's for you to come into your life. Like with every topic I talk about, I'm surely will give you the steps to help you to break free from those topics I talk about. So here's are some steps to break free from generational curses. Self-awareness. This is one of the things that changed my life. Being aware of myself, my good and my bad, and just understanding who I am and what I'm doing wrong and taking accountability for my life. So self-awareness, you'll recognize patterns in your life that may stem from your upbringing. Like I said before, once you sit with yourself and learn how to become aware of yourself, then you start asking yourself those questions, then you understand why you're doing what you're doing. And you understand why your life is life and like it is. So you're gonna reflect, what beliefs do you hold about success, love, or worthiness? Let's talk about education and reprogramming. These are all the steps and things that I have done personally. So when you learn new mindsets through books, mentorship, or courses, like you have to really grow your mindset. You have to reprogram your mind. And how I did it, it was by making sure I was intentional about what I'm listening to and what I'm watching. A couple years ago, about 2018, for some reason, I just started while I was working. I started listening to positive stuff, and then I write down my notes. And I'm still doing it, and I'm doing it ever since 2018. And then all of a sudden, I stopped wanting to watch like Love and Hip Hop and things like that out of nowhere, and I knew it was a change coming. So you got to understand, you have to do those things. Started reading books. I always love reading, but you can read books and you can understand different mindsets, and you can take upon those things to add on to yourself. You can use affirmations to replace negative thoughts. And affirmation that you can use can be like, when you say I'm not good enough, you can tell yourself I'm capable and deserving. And what I started a couple years ago, I have a reminder on my phone. So in my reminder, I had all my affirmations, all my positive sayings, all my mantras, and I put it in my reminder. I set my reminder on a daily basis, different times throughout the day. When it pops up on my phone, I read it. And that helps me to stay in line. Healing and forgiveness. So, healing and forgiveness, this is what you're going to do. You're going to address those traumas through therapy, journaling, or meditation. Whatever you need to do, you need to write things down. This is what I do. Sometimes I write things down, those negative thoughts. Sometimes you got to write it out. Sometimes you got to cry, write it out, whatever you need to do. So I write it down on a piece of paper, get all those negative thoughts out, and I go outside and burn it. As well, you got to forgive yourself and others to release emotional baggage. Stop holding on to that pain. Who told you? Like, who told you that you have to keep holding on to things you prefer not to hold on to? No one told you to hold on to those things that hurt you, the things that made you sad, the things that made you cry. No one told you to hold on to it. You decided to hold on to it. So you got to figure out how to let those things go. Let it go. Now we're going to learn how to set those boundaries. And you're going to set those boundaries by creating and enforcing boundaries to protect your peace. Boundaries are there and put in place to protect you. And you have to understand, the only person that's going to protect you is you. We have to realize we got to stop looking outside of ourselves for other people to do any and everything for us. Even though people will do things for us, but you should be your first choice. Do it for yourself first. Then you're going to learn how to communicate your needs to change certain dynamics with other family members. Stop being scared to speak up. You're grown. Like we be grown. You can do it respectfully. You can speak up for yourself respectfully. Stop being afraid to speak up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. So the last step that you're going to take to break generational curses, this is the last step I'm going to give you all. Take intentional action. Be intentional with your action. Now, this is my word, and I'm being intentional in everything I can be intentional about. You got to learn how to be intentional about everything in your life, how you think, what you do, how you dress, how you talk, how you react. You got to be intentional about everything that you do in your life. So when you take intentional action, it's going to break harmful habits, those things that hurt you that you keep holding on to. It's going to break it away and replace them with positive ones. When you take intentional action, it's going to build healthy routines. It's going to help you seek financial literacy because you're going to be wanting to once you start breaking those habits. And you will be able to nurture self love. You will be able to nurture self love. You'll be able to really love and take care of yourself like you should. So when you be more intentional about every aspect of your life, things will start to change. You will start to change, and it will be so effortlessly, and it will just flow so easily. So learn how to be more intentional with your actions. So let me give you some real life examples how to break free. And these are simple examples that a lot of you want to become successful in. Financial freedom. You're going to learn how to overcome a scarcity mindset by budgeting and investing. Be more intentional about how you spend your money, and that will take you a long ways. Healthy relationships, ending toxic patterns and cultivating self-respect. If it's not serving you, it's not doing anything for you, let it go. Stop holding on things that is not aligned with you and where you're trying to go because all it's going to do is hold you back. Career success, diminishing beliefs that you're not good enough for higher opportunities. How you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, that's what's going to show up in your life. If you're thinking on a low level, that's what you're going to get. You got to think higher. If you want higher, think higher. Be higher. Show up as you want it to be. Because you got to understand that breaking free from generational curses is a journey of self awareness, it's a journey of healing, and it's a journey of being intentional about your growth, intentional about your life. This is your life. You're in control of it. By understanding these roots of these patterns, reprogramming your mindset, and committing to positive changes, you not only transforming your life, you're not only doing it for yourself, but also you're going to pay that way for future generations to thrive. Imagine how good that will feel because you took the time out to change and become a better you. And you started looking within yourself and understood that everything you need is within you. And you stop looking outside yourself for validation. You stop looking outside of yourself for people to love you. You start looking outside of yourself to do things that you already desire to do, waiting on someone else to give you the okay. So thank you all. Thank you all so much for your support and listening today. Because Think and Grow Forever mission is to help break away the change from your mind by providing the blueprint so that you can begin to heal by mastering yourself. Because this journey will empower you to become unstuck, unstoppable, living a life of prosperity as your ultimate self. And you would no longer will seek stability and security outside yourself, but rather from within. So please follow all my other social media platforms and let's come together on my Facebook group with Think and Grow with Toya D so we can have like-minded people empowering each other and living and becoming the best version of ourselves.